And this is Photoshop because, well, it has to be. So here I am. Good morning, greetings, where and whenever you are. This is the Truthmobile here. And yesterday I had to have it towed. My spark plug wires caught on fire yesterday. I sent this to Elon Musk, a shirt like this. And so here I am in the Truthmobile. Um, well, kind of like the Bat Cave. This is the Truthmobile cave, so to speak. Oh, and I'm washing some microfiber because one of my cats decided to throw up on my chair. That's totally cool. I didn't even get upset. How about that? So I'm gonna just set this so it's cutting out. Anyway, here we are, and I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit and take us outside. Let me. Okay, I need to grab one other thing. This is going to be an extended version in code, an extended video in code. And the reason it's going to be in code is otherwise my channel would get taken down. It can still get taken down, or I can be killed, whatever. I'm at the point right now where it's doesn't. I'm okay. I've made my peace with the Most High. I'm one of His children that's actually born of the Spirit, not a make-believe Christian, so to speak. So let's flip this around here. The other car on the driveway is not mine. I'm keeping it for a friend so rodents don't go and jump in his car and start chewing on wires and that. All right, so I'm looking for my, here we go. Got the truth cycle here. Okay, it looks like it might still be recording. How cool. How about the Mars look? Hey, Elon, we're going to Mars. It's so ridiculous. The Mars lens. Hal, open the pod bay door. It's going to be a little bit weird, but I want to show you some stuff. Okay, this is, I'm going to flip this around here. Okay, that's what it looks like right now. I've got a Fat Max light beam here. What the heck is all that stuff in the air? Yeah, I don't know. We live on a stationary level Earth. That's a big deal. The wind chimes is hanging there vertical. How's she hanging? Vertical. That's how it actually is. Gentle breeze blowing. Where in the world could a wind chime hang upside down in relationship to another wind chime? That's absurd. So here we go again. About 3.5 years ago, I did a stream that I ended up sending to Elon. Yeah, if you're worried about me showing where I live and all that, not to worry. The biggest threat to me is the intelligence agencies, or I guess Satan would be the #1 threat. Yeah, nice car, just not mine. Yesterday I had smoke rolling out from underneath the hood because my spark plug wires caught on fire. Yeah, I've changed wires before, but had a problem here with these. I've got an electrical anomaly in the car. It's a bit of a bummer, but it's the reality. I took a little bit longer this morning because I adjusted my expectations to meet the likely reality that my favorite parking spot would not be available for me. Hey, I'll open the pod bay door. Hey, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's show you the Elon Musk shirt again. I sent it to Elon about 3.5 years ago with Tesla Racing. I had that put together there with Coastal Printing did that for me. And then the Cybertruck, which I actually ordered. The Cybertruck cost me $100 reserve to do that. So when I put my plug wires on, let's see, maybe 6 months ago or so, I went ahead and saved the old plug wires. Good move. Imagine if you needed spark plug wires in O'Reilly or AutoZone or Napa, wherever you get them from, doesn't have them because of supply unavailability. So like what I like to do is make sure that the garage door is in fact closed, and it is. And the microphone I'm using is an MV88. Kind of nice. Let me flip this around. And I've got a little, looks like maybe some coconut oil on the lens, so I'm going to try and clear that off. Yeah, I drizzled a little bit of coconut oil on the cat food this morning. They love the coconut oil. Evidently it didn't agree with one of them. I think it was probably Pearl. But anyway, what I ended up doing then is laundry. Needed to do laundry. The microfiber that I put on my leather chair got uglied up a bit. So I don't know why that's not coming too clear, but I want to use my lens pen to try and fix that. That'll do. It's not the greatest, but it's fine. So the because at the Prince Resort, it's likely that the staff is already there getting breakfast ready for the guests, and so I'm gonna just leave that. I've got one of my neighbors approaching from behind here. Oh, that's interesting. Might not be a neighbor at all. I don't know. Interestingly enough, I closed my compartment where the door opener is, and I want to confirm that my door is actually closed. That would be a real bummer to find out that it's not closed. That would be a security breach, of course. Yep, looking good. That's what I want to see. Underneath the front shrubberies, I've got a female hen duck that is sitting on some eggs there. How nice. So my check engine light's on. It would be nice to have a more reliable vehicle. This vehicle has been to the Flat Earth International conferences, one at Raleigh in 2017, then 2018 in Denver, Colorado, and then 2019 in Dallas, Texas. When I was on my way to Dallas, there was a silver alert for a car just like this. A silver alert is like when somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia grabs the keys and goes for a ride. Imagine that. So before we had the pandemic, I'm bouncing around, I'm fully aware of that. Before the pandemic, I sent Elon that shirt and I did some extended video talking about how we could make this world a better place. It was like 3.5 hours. Oh, right in the middle of the view is the moon, right there. We'll see that once again, very likely when we get out to the ocean. I'm about 4 miles from the ocean as the wind blows. Happy St. Paddy's Day. I don't know all the details of that particular holiday. I know that many of our holidays have been paganized. Like Christmas is Saturnalia and so on and so forth. Easter is Ishtar, and some spread Jesus all over it and call it Resurrection Day. And you know, what I've done is I've compiled the truth about everything that I've been able to find out about in my research library, which includes YouTube and Odyssey and LinkedIn and Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and whatever other platforms that I can get on. So if you hashtag my name, that's where the information crosses over all the different platforms. Okay, it looks like we've got some haze in the sky, low fog. So the moon is right in the middle of the view right about now. Right now in Myrtle Beach, well, starting at 8 o'clock to 8 to 5, we've got the car show. There will be collector cars from all over that'll be there. They're driving around here as well. I'll be out on the Truth Cycle later. I call this the Truth Mobile. I'd like to develop a foundation, Truth Foundation, and have a GoFundMe attached to it, possibly. But as I'm sure you know, the people large and in charge, for the most part, can wipe that out if they want to, and if God allows it. I don't know. I believe the Most High, the Almighty, the living Word, the way, the truth, and the life, Jesus Christ, the Word of God that took up flesh and dwelt among us. That's who I'm talking about. You may call him a Hebrew reference, Yeshua. That's fine. That's fine. That's what it is. But I'm no but needed there. So on the right there is the Seacoast Medical. And we've got a life flight that'll bring people on in. And we had the COVID tent 3.5 years ago or so, and all the pandemonium with all that was going on with all of that, all the information about that. By the way, I'm not giving any medical advice, nothing like that. My camera view is getting worse the more I wipe it, as I'm sure you can tell. That's maybe about as good as I'll get while I'm driving. Now I can pick it up to the speed limit of 45. I like to go the speed limit. That's what I do. I'm not the enforcer to keep everybody else in line. It just works for me. My flasher's flashing fast because I've got LEDs, and that's the way they work. All my blinkers and lights are working just dandy for all the helpful minded that may comment in here. The live chat's activated. I'm not watching it while I drive. I've just got it there, and there you go. So at any time the car can stop running, leave me stranded. Yesterday I met Joe. He was the tow truck driver that gave me a ride and the Truthmobile home. And I didn't know that I was going to be able to ever ride in it again because of all the smoke and melted wires. I was able to put them all back on just fine. I've got a wiring problem in the car somewhere. Something in temperature, and it's just fine. But the some electrical component overheats. I've taken it to have it looked at. They can't figure it out. Oh well, it's what I got. So if you've got a vehicle you think would make a good Truthmobile, please let me know. You can call me anytime. Now right here where I'm about to drive on, this spot right here has a lot of rough asphalt. It's blacktop that has the stones exposed. A little bit of oil on that and she is slippery. Easy to lay it down on the bike. The last time I crashed a motorcycle, I just laid it down. I was drunk and it was like 45 years ago. Closer to 40. Something like that. This is Sea Mountain Highway in Cherry Grove, also known as North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. In case you're wondering, the ocean is a couple miles ahead. I think what I'm going to do is pull on in to Bolanos Travel Center. Wonderful place. I can probably clean the lens of my camera a bit better. The reason why this worked out the way it did with the broadcast stopping and starting again is because it was trying to connect to my wireless router in the house, and sometimes it doesn't make the transition very good. Okay. So here's one of the anomalies. Oh. So that light means that my headlights are on. And I'll set it to auto so I don't mess that up. So that's part of the anomaly, the electrical anomaly. So when I was getting a freezer that a friend of mine, a good friend in California, bought me, a cardinal landed on my logo while I was waiting to meet the individual there that I met, Donnie. He might be listening or watching right now, I don't know. Good morning. So like I say, that's an anytime number. You can reach out anytime you want. As it happened this morning, I tweeted to Elon Musk, answered him. I encouraged him to call or text me anytime. And you might think, why in the heck would Elon call me? Well, I know something he doesn't know. I know the way, the truth, and the life. I'm actually born again. And I got a nice tan. Hey, and a nice coiffure. I do it myself. Imagine like 3 years ago, there were some really bad haircuts going on. I use a Flowbee. It's a vacuum cleaner attachment clipper, very precision cut. So I imagine the artificial intelligence was modeling all the all the people in the bad haircuts. Hey, the blue towel did a really nice job there on that. So these are the fuel prices today. You can, let's see, let me back that up right here. So years ago, I think it was like 3.5 years ago, they put this facility up, and it's got a over 100 kilowatt generator right there. And that's an ice factory over there that Frank's Ice, Frank Bolino. This is the Bolino's Express Food and Fuel. Also, I get a lot of my discounted produce, organic produce, real healthy stuff from Bolino's. That gives me that youthful appearance. I'm 61 years old. Actually, I was conceived 62 years ago. Before my mom and dad were actually married. That's okay. They both transitioned. I thought I almost lost the broadcast again. So thanks for staying with me. There you go. Boy, that's handy, having that. Do we really have technology, nanobots, like Ray Kurzweil and the architects of artificial intelligence are talking about, crossing over the blood-brain barrier and connecting us to the Internet of Things? Apparently, Yuval Noah Harari believes that humans are now hackable. Yeah, he's a homosexual man with a husband. Not a fan of any of that. I'm not a fan of the Mars space fantasy of Elon Musk. There you go. Here's the red lens to my light. Let's go to Mars for a little bit. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. So I've got content on my channel showing the ridiculous space fantasy. Water seeks level. That's what it does. I like my water to not have contaminants like fluoride and whatever else they want to put in there to mind control and stupefy humanity. How about that? Yeah, and I've lost about 40 pounds since my last live stream. And probably about 3 pounds off of my head. I was a fat head. A lot of extra water. I'm using intermittent fasting, and even though I was eating really healthy, liquefied fruits, vegetables, nuts, oils, seeds, and all of that, it was too many calories. And this is what it is right here. A lot of organic spinach, kale, chia seed, nuts, broccoli, super healthy goodies. How about that? Isn't that special? And then I like to put myself in the sun quite a bit. We get energy from the sun. That's a solar panel right there. Check that out. Oh my. Yep. So I'm going to swing on around and show you the puff of smoke. Well, it's blowing on by now, is what it's doing. On startup, the Truthmobile belches out some smoke sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. Moon is on the left. That's the light over the top of the buildings there. So this morning I was bathing in highly purified, carbon-filtered, reverse osmosis water. I've got 2 RO systems, one in the kitchen area and the other one in the bathroom, filling up the bathtub. I heat up about 1/3 of the water in stainless steel stock pots on the electric stove. And that's how I roll. I'll add a tablespoon of each of the following: boron, which is borax, baking soda, magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt, Himalayan salt, and then apple cider vinegar and lemon juice. And now, for an added bonus, 7 drops of each of the 2-part liquid chlorine dioxide that kills parasites that perhaps could be in the water. How about that? And then I have that same solution, 7 drops of each, that I'll add to water, and I'll drink that. And then I'll mix it with a bunch of coffee that I'll add to my body. And the reason for that is it's healthy for me. I'm gonna pull on ahead here too to this spot. So early on in the Flat Earth conferences, I handed out invitations, and people were jumping out of my friend group on Facebook like crazy. Oh, they were like religious phony kind of people, as best I could tell. Biblical cosmology is a stationary level Earth. We don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello, it's just water seeking its level. If we were spinning 1,000 miles an hour, shit would be flying everywhere. How about that? That's the way it is, folks. It's just the way it is. The Earth is stationary and level. We live in a realm, a magical realm of sorts. There's spiritual entities, benevolent and malevolent. Satan and his children and fallen angels. And then we've got the Most High, the Almighty, the elect angels, and God's children. Some of them maybe haven't been born again yet. Oh, thank you very much. That's where I got the do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? Gyrating like Elvis the pelvis. We've got Elvis porta potties that has a pump truck that would go on by and evacuate oil drain traps, and also like the porta units, that type of thing. Now, right now we've got, I'm going to show you this. See how the humidity left the windshield right there? That's part of how that works. That temperature differential will cause condensation. It was my vent blowing on the windshield that made it cooler. The day that I was in PewDiePie's video that's been viewed over 16 million times, that was after the first Flat Earth conference. He's mocking the Flat Earth. Well, on my way, and me, and anybody who will tell the truth, I was on my way to the Prince Resort, and I was thinking about drinking water upside down. And then it's in that very day that I had that idea. PewDiePie has me in his video drinking water upside down and water shooting out of his nose. You may wonder who PewDiePie is. Well, he had 61 million subscribers, the most subscribed YouTube channel in the world at the time. And now he's got like 130 million or so, something like that. I think it's hilarious. It's in my research library. I've got a lot there. Right now we've got a lot of buses that are over on the parking lot. and they had a little chain running across, and I thought the buses were just dropping the chain down and driving over it. I thought, well, chain's gonna break, and it did, just like I thought it would. I don't always figure stuff out the way it actually is. I'm just pretty good at figuring stuff out. A plastic chain would break. This was like a little dog chain, like cheap, inexpensive, not something that you could pull a vehicle out with. Yep, and there's the vehicle in my favorite parking spot, just like I thought it would be. When I came here yesterday at 4:30 in the morning, it was there. These other 3 vehicles lined up along the side, they're here for the breakfast. We've got a buffet here, and there's right now there has been for the last couple of weeks a competition, a fast pitch ladies college age softball tournament, and 170 teams here. Wow, that's pretty amazing to me. So I'm not gonna park in the way for anybody that would want to leave. I'm just gonna take my camera on out and show you the parking lot from above. Oh, now my light turned off. Like I said, there's an anomaly going on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my light on out here. Okay, we can see the lights a little, the reflections a little bit off of the tour buses, and there's a few of them there. The moon right up there, high in the sky. Now the end of the pier is inaccessible currently because it's been damaged from one of the last storms we had. They're working on it. And what is that in the stream? Particulate. Some of it could be airborne salt mist. It's the fragrance of freedom, the fresh air. I love it. So right over the top of that building there is a water tower. But it's more than a water tower, it's a cell tower as well. There's high-powered technology that will connect to the internet and provide cellular service. Now, because of the change of vantage point, maybe you can see it right there in the middle of the view. My light is not fully charged right now. That's why it's dimming a little bit. So if I were to go in the stairwell here, I'm just gonna go in here. If I step very far in here, I'll lose the broadcast. That's the way it actually is. Matching my expectations with the likely reality that would occur. This is a very public area. There's cameras all around. You could go to the Prince Resort in Cherry Grove or North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as it's also known. They've got no parking here between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. They don't want people camping in here. That's why. I've got photos of this building reflecting in the gazing pond or the water retention pond on the other side of the building there. This is actually reflective. You can go to Bible.com. It's God's Word in over 2,000 languages, I believe now. And yes, I can actually surf. I was able to stand up out there. I started surfing a couple years ago, and I was able to stand up out there 40 pounds heavier than I am right now. Isn't that special? So I've been getting in shape to do this better if I choose to. And I've got a wetsuit with booties and gloves and all that. The water temp out there is probably in the 50s, mid 50s or so. If you want to help me or expose the truth, see it in the back window there, you can share the link to my channel if you like. That's one of the practical ways you can do that. Now this is going to be interesting, I think. Let me see if I can grab this. I've got a lot of pockets on my motorcycle coat, or the coat I use for motorcycling. See how that's in reverse? But my on my glass back there, it's in forward, or it looks forward. That's kind of interesting. Reverses things. The selfie view does. Hal, open the pod bay door. Elon, open the pod bay door. I don't know that I'm going to be able to take delivery of the Cybertruck. Not sure. I bring a lot to this discussion. We've got suppressed technology that could charge electric vehicles while they drive and power your house and everything like that. Troy Reed has, they killed him for not selling out. He had an electric motor that would propel a vehicle without having a huge battery. Just had a little 12-volt battery that got it going and would operate as climate control. How about that? Stanley Meyer he had the water-powered dune buggy. Now, normally, if I were to have been here at 4 o'clock in the morning, I probably could have been parked right in that spot, my favorite spot. But that's okay. So I wasn't upset when I got here this morning and saw that car there. I actually expected it. That's just the way it is. It's a nice place to be when I can get there to set up for, let's say an extended day's stay at the beach. It's easy to unload my surfboard and take the beach chairs out. So far, so good on the car running pretty nice. Pretty pleased with that. If I were to pull in the parking lot over there, Rodney would probably come on by and ask me to leave, so I'm not going to do that. So a couple of things that I wanted to talk about as well, where I'm talking about suppressed truth, suppressed technology. It's actually a really big deal. We've got energy generation and propulsion systems for vehicles, planes, trains, automobiles that would be very clean, energy efficient. Imagine some say free energy is impossible. Well, consider this. when you drill a when they drill a hole in the ground and pump petroleum products out of it and then distill it into diesel and gasoline and other chemicals that sometimes catch on fire and all of that and pollute our environment. Well, it takes energy to get that out of the ground and process it and distribute it and all of that. Meanwhile, water is, we drink it, we exhale it through respiration, we sweat it out through perspiration. All of that could be harvested when we're driving a vehicle and our climate control is taking humidity out of the air. Oh, in the video I sent to Elon Musk, where I sent him the package and my YouTube channel with the package with the shirt in it, you can see it. It's a minute and 4 seconds long. Anyway, the 3.5-hour videos that I did that day, I mentioned how you could have a liquid recovery bottle for the climate control system. So like if you were driving across the desert in a Mad Max kind of world, harvesting energy from the sun or your generator that makes electricity, you could have that liquid going in the bottle. It may not be the optimal in flavor and all that, but it would be the humidity that's condensed and captured. So instead of just having the air conditioning or the atmospheric water generator that a car is dripping on the ground, you could be harvesting that. I gave that idea to them for free. Have you heard anybody else talk about it? I haven't. When I was a boy, I remember that there was a gentleman who invented a water recovery bottle for the overflow of a radiator, the engine's cooling system. And he was awarded $1 million, apparently, that's the story, from General Motors because they didn't compensate him for his patented device. There you go. Fun fact, you can look it up. That was right around the time that Nixon was getting impeached, and my dad told me about tunnel boring machines that he saw as he was delivering steel, actually representing AM Castle Steel Company. He sold steel and products that were custom made for the military industrial complex. Oshkosh Truck, Terex, Caterpillar, and more. Okay, well now it would be really helpful for me to use the facility or the facilities. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this. The moon is in the upper left corner. I'll be back. Yes, that was me actually blowing my nose. I do that a lot. I want to get rid of whatever the mucous membrane is trapping. When I take my highly purified bath, my therapeutic soak, I'll lean back and I'll actually draw that electrolyte enhanced water into my sinus passages, and then I'll get rid of it. It'll go away. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around. Let's see how it looks with the brights on. You can see the ocean out there. I'm gonna take us out there too. Yeah, it's dimming out because it's insufficiently charged. If I were to leave my car parked awkwardly, somebody would have a problem with it. Oh well, I'll just park appropriately. Some people seem to like something to upset them. They almost get like a charge from it. Now, I'm in a paid spot right now, but I don't have to pay at this time. Before 9 a.m., no charge for me. All right. I'm going to leave my lights on in the car. I can do that. Oh, took another screenshot. All right. So now it's $3 an hour to park here during the daytime, between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. They still don't want you to park here. Well, it's against the law between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. Okay, so I don't know how much you can see the moonlight in the middle of, yeah, I can. And I can see it through the camera as well. Well, hopefully I've reconnected now. It seems like this is not a good spot for reception digitally. Now I can typically stay on the cell phone. However, a live stream or a YouTube video, not so much. Oh yeah, here we go. If you hashtag my name, guaranteed to blow your mind. How about that? What I'm exposing is so much. The truth about everything. Health and wellness and doctors and naturopaths, people that choose a more natural means for health. Keeping the toxins out of and off of the body that's a good way to be healthy. Healthy nutrients in. A calorie isn't just a calorie. Broccoli's better than junk food, Skittles and Snickers and that kind of thing. When the body is loaded with sugar and becomes insulin resistant, it's in fat storage mode. Going to a healthier group of nutrients, vegetables and proteins, it is a lot healthier and conducive to weight loss. When I used the restroom facility there, I lost probably about 1/3 of a pound. I know that because I've got a bathroom scale, a digital one, and I'll weigh myself before and after using the facilities, and also before and after a bath. I may lose as much as 7 pounds if I'm quite hydrated. I'm gonna flip this around here. some of the videos that I've done in my mobile recording studio that the Truthmobile is had the audio Bible playing. On my way to the conferences, I've done that. I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. Ah, the gates are open. How nice. I've had quite a bit of video that I've done from here. A friend of mine used to live here, and she was either relocated in a witness protection program, or she was murdered, or actually committed suicide. Rhonda Pettit is her name, and she was working to shut down human trafficking in Atlantic Beach. How about that? I'm against human trafficking and slavery and sexual exploitation and pedophilia. I'm against all of that. I'm a Bible-believing, born-again Christ follower that's exposing the truth about everything. How about that? Yeah. I put my name there so you can run it, see what I'm about, run me, see what I'm about. Yeah. People, all kinds of lies. I just prefer the truth about everything because it matters. The big question is, for everybody, where will you spend forever and why? We're more than our physical body. There's I believe, a soul, a spirit. All right, so I don't know how long the Truthmobile is going to keep running until it shuts off. I'm not sure. However, I'm going to go in the parking area at the Prince Resort, talk longer, and explain some things. Do some splaining. So I follow a lot of the architects of artificial intelligence, machine learning, theology, philosophy, some of the greatest minds apparently alive now, innovators, inventors. Some of them follow me. Some of them maybe follow me but don't publicly make it known that they follow me. That's fine. What I represent is not just my own, what some may view as my own self-importance or my own intellect. I believe, as the Bible talks about, those of us that are born again are given the mind of Christ. So the Almighty can live through us, potentially. I believe He does that in my life. He may do that in yours. I don't know who you are. I may know you. You know, if you say, hey, I was watching the live stream. I have people call me from all over the world anytime, day or night. I'm on WhatsApp, Telegram, Skype, Facebook, and Facebook Messenger, and I get landline calls or cell calls. Just so you know, a digital communication through iPhone, at least, is no additional charge. So, or an iPod. I've actually been on an iPod on Starbucks, talking to friends in the United Kingdom, and I didn't even have, it didn't have a cell plan. It had no way of connecting to the, well, what I would say is it was connecting to the Wi-Fi. Now, this is a spit container. My driver's window doesn't go up and down, it just stays up. That's fine. The other ones can go down, but plus it wouldn't be nice for me to be spitting out the window. On the motorcycle, though, I'm blowing and going, blowing my nose and spitting. The temperature differential driving the motorcycle, like when it's really cold out, and I've just come out from my my spa treatment, that may last an hour in the tub. Anyway, a lot of mucus comes out of the sinuses, and it's a bit salty. What's in that? Well, salt and more. So when we respire, when the exhaust comes out of our mouth and the right circumstances, the temperature differential can be seen in our breath, our respiration. So can you fog a mirror? Well, if you're listening to this, probably. However, you might be, and there is artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer systems that are monitoring all of this. In fact, humanity is being hyper-gamed by a very sophisticated surveillance and manipulation system. We just had a collector car go by. I used to have a 67 Mustang. I called it the Ford Motor Lodge when I was car camping in the 80s. I'm going to turn on my defogger, the little lines that run through the glass, and you'll see that eventually, I think. I don't know. Maybe not so much. That temperature differential of the heated wire in the glass will cause that moisture to evaporate. I've tested out a lot of different things. One of them was, my light turned off the way it was supposed to. On our honeymoon, Joni and I were married on March 20th of 1988. When we went up to Big Bear, California, we did skiing. I invented a snow cleaning or a ski cleaning system to get the pollen and wax off of people's skis. It was AstroTurf stapled to plywood with Simple Green applied so people could skate across that and could go skiing without having the brakes on, so to speak. Because what would end up happening is there was so in the area, in the LA area, I believe was Riverside County, there would be a tremendous amount of people that would go skiing, and then the pollen would blow out of the trees and it would slow the skiers down. So enough so that people were taking off their skis at almost every run to clean them. And I thought, well, we've got a Simple Green was in Sunset Beach, I believe it was, or Surfside. I forget. It was, I believe, Sunset Beach and just south of Seal Beach. And at that location there, I ended up meeting Bill Ward of the band Black Sabbath at AA meetings. Yeah, I'm blowing Bill's anonymity. He at the time was a Satan worshiper, him and Ozzy Osbourne and the other band members. I don't mind blowing their anonymity. They were blowing their anonymity when they were getting loaded anyway, right? Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the lights out in here for now. I don't know how long I'm gonna be out. Let's see if I can show you the that temperature differential. Yeah, oh, let me flip that around. See it right there? So the hot spot is right in the middle. See that? That's just real science. It's the way it actually works. Water seeks level. Also, with evaporation, water evaporates, and then it'll condense. And then if you warm it up, it'll evaporate again, just like on the back window, or this right here is on the outside. Let's see if I can put truth there. truth. There you go. And there's one of the cameras right there. Hello. And a while back, this light was not working, so I ended up informing staff so they could fix that. It can be a security issue. So there is a lot of mystery with the moon and with the world we live in. This is the chain that I was talking about. It's a small diameter, kind of like something you would put a dog on, an unfortunate dog maybe. Oh, so I saw this on the ground. So I don't know whose it is exactly, but here's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to make what I think is a reasonable move. This looks like a good one to do it on. Hopefully they see it. Now this is up a little bit higher than it used to be, but then they've got another one down there as well. When we had the last storm, there were several feet of water that came over the parking lot, and the water is so powerful that it went ahead and broke up the pier a bit. And so I met the gentlemen from North Carolina that are working on the pier. Now that's a truck. It's got a big diesel exhaust on it, twin exhaust. And now once again we can see the lit up spot of the moon on the water. If the moon were 238,000 miles away, this would all be lit up, not the little spot. Just so you know. That's how it actually works. I've got one of my stickers right up there people can go to. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Yeah. How about that? There we go. It looked like I might have lost the broadcast for a little bit again. Now see, the lights from the pier light up the spot right there in front of it, much like the moon does. I don't know how far away the moon actually is. However, it's, I would say, local, and so is the sun. I captured the sun in the midst of the clouds. You can hashtag local sun and see that if you want. Two of the links in the description have my playlists, my one of my saved playlists, and then there's probably hundreds of other saved playlists there that cover a wide variety of topics. One of the reasons why the shape of the Earth matters, flat Earth matters, is that the Earth is stationary and level and they're lying about it. And the people that are promoting the spinning, wobbling, gyrating, orbiting globe, well, they're deceived and they're deceiving others. I'm exposing all that. Okay, so right now I'm going to zoom in on the people up there eating, if I can. There's a buffet going on. what I ended up doing was talking to like when there would be a group of ladies, college age, for this tournament, talking, I would hand my card to one of them. I would say, would one of you please take my card to your coach? And then I met some coaches' wives, and I met some coaches directly myself. And I said that there's mind-blowing content on my research library. Feel free to call me anytime. People are making choices, decisions that are going to have a profound and sometimes catastrophic result on their life, depending on what the choices are, what the decisions are. I've got photos of the water without a ripple on it. Perfect symmetry and reflection of the building. That's how it actually works. So there's the proof of the flat earth is everywhere around you. It's not really flat. If it were flat, I would be in water right now. This elevation right here in front of you is about a 1 to 3% grade, and God set the boundaries of the water, and we've got pyramids under the ocean and shark teeth on the highest mountains. How about that? We had a great flood. Up above the stationary level earth is what's called the firmament. You can see it in Genesis 1. Care to? People get really upset when they find out they've been deceived. In fact, quite often what they'll do is see themselves as a lot smarter than they are. Oh well, I was bamboozled. I believe the lies, many of them. If there's a lie I'm believing right now, I'm not familiar with what it would be. If you've got some insight for me, think I should know something, feel free to let me know. You can put a link in a comment or send me a message to my phone or any of the other means maybe you choose to. That's the Myrtle Beach skyline there. There's been a lot of new construction, oceanfront high-rises going in, and the Myrtle Beach International Airport is right about over there. So I've got photos and videos from over here at a variety of times, midday, busy, people all around, or pretty quiet like it is right now. And hopefully they'll open up the pier soon when they complete it. That'll be just great. People come from all over the world to enjoy this area. Apparently, like on the year before COVID hit, we had over 20 million guests here. That's pretty amazing to me. This is a mission field that comes to us, so I regularly interact with the locals as well as the people that come to visit. That's beach services coming on down the way. I've met a lot of those representatives as well. So I work with the locals that work with the people that come here also. So today the sun will appear right about in that area, I believe. In the summer, from this vantage point, it comes up over there, And in the winter, it comes up way, way out there. Just so you know, that's part of the dynamic, is that the sun, moon, and stars move above the stationary level Earth. It matters because the truth matters. The same people that are giving us the space fakery and traveling to Mars and colonizing Mars, they're full of shit. They're promoting a lie. I'm exposing that. Elon may believe he's actually going to launch people to Mars. That's absurd. At face value, trying to recolonize a so-called planet all those miles away, that's absurd. It's ridiculous. So I realize there's a lot of fanboys and girls of everything Elon, and I'm saying, well, there's some of what he's about that I'm in favor of. However, the technocratic, technological enslavement of humanity with Starlink and other technologies that are mind-controlling humanity, I'm not a fan of that. As far as Neuralink, there's already a link to the consciousness of humanity through artificial intelligence, the wired and wireless networks and so-called satellites and heavy metals, airborne, aluminum, barium, strontium, all of that kind of stuff that people are breathing, we're all breathing it in. And then some of it gets integrated, crosses the blood-brain barrier, and shazam, you've got invasion of the body snatchers. People are bamboozled and they don't know it. And they don't want to hear that they don't know it. Pride is a powerful catalyst for deception. That's the way it actually works. See, the headlights have a limited throw of light, much like the sun. That's why it's not daylight everywhere. The sun is relatively close, and the lights of that truck are getting closer and closer and brighter. We'll see it. And there you have it. So is what you believe actually true, or your own wishful thinking? Or mine? You know, is there something that I'm deceived about? Like I said, I'm not aware of anything. Obviously, that's the way it works. However, I am open to the possibility that I'm going to learn something today. Actually, what I would say is that's a probability. I learn pretty much every day. Learn something new every day. Did you know we can run trucks like this on water, buses like that on water, or electromagnetism? Can have a big battery bank that gets charged up. They could all be charging right now without being plugged in. They can draw energy from the atmospheric river of energy that's all around us. The ether, as it's also known, A-E-T-H-E-R, ether. Isn't that special? Did you know about that? Well, now you know. So the lights are not just lights anymore. They've got technology that works with wired, or I should say wireless technology for operation of like drones or autonomous vehicles, that kind of thing. I still have a pretty good throw of light here on that. So I'll see people in my rear view mirror that are taking photos of the Truthmobile. And that's one of the ways to cross over the digital quarantine that the system would like to keep me in, or and others. It's not all about me. I'm not the only truth. I'm the only truth guy I'm aware of like this. I didn't build this or model this after anybody else and what they're doing. If you know of somebody that's doing something similar, cool. I've encouraged other people to have cards that they can hand out. Now, I've had people where I've been out on the beach for like all week, and then I'll see them leaving. I typically don't just walk up to people randomly out there and like everybody's or people are sitting, watching, playing, and I'm pretty obvious with my surfboard and chairs with truth on them, and that you can see that. And people will largely come up to me. And then there's a whole group of people that will not come up to me. I know that. Well, I may go up to them. I'll do that. This whole family was leaving, and I saw it was like 20 people. They had their chairs and wagons and kids and stuff, and they were coming off of the beach. And I saw the lady say to the group, she talked to them, and they looked over at me, and she ran over to me and said, I just got to know, what are you about? What's going on here? I had seen them all week, I've waved to them, but I didn't go up to them. What I ended up doing was giving them a sticker at the time. Now I give away cards more than stickers, because I'm not saying people should stick this on their car or stick it where the sun shines or doesn't shine. It's just that for they're waterproof, and it worked well with that. I've gone more normally to the cards, and I used to do real estate. I could put a new sticker on there, but I'll hand these out. Now, if you want to have a card with whatever you want to put on it, truth means a lot to me. The truth about everything means a lot to me. Because when I wanted to know why and how things work, I wanted to know the truth about it. And what I had found out for sure is a lot of what I previously believed was not true. It just wasn't. I found out that it was not true. It was not accurate. It was not the reality. It was make-believe. It might be make-believe for adults. Now, I do know, based on what I've seen, for example, that they're launching rockets so-called into space. And I know we've got missiles and intercontinental ballistic missiles. I've got all kinds of evidence of how rockets go on a parabolic curve. Why? Why don't they go towards the moon? Why are they flying all around? What's up with that? The moon landing is a hoax. There's plenty of evidence of all of that. The CIA killed JFK, or elements within the CIA. There's a thin veneer of trustworthy, or viewed to be trustworthy, benevolent people giving cover to a core nucleus of evil that's going on in the world. God's word says that even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Isn't that special? Could it, like the little church lady on Saturday Night Live, could it be Satan? Yeah, that's what I said at the first Flat Earth conference when I said, they're lying, I ain't buying. And then Brady from Vice News, HBO, said, "Who's they?" And I said, "Well, Satan." I had more to say. They cut to other people that expose, like the Illuminati, NASA, the New World Order, and that kind of thing, and more. You can hear it on the videos. What I went on to say is I was part of that deception. I was promoting the global lie, not knowing it was a lie. We had mobiles hanging above our children in the cribs that they lived in, showing the sun, moon, and stars, and them all actually and the earth and that. But that was the heliocentric lie. Do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? Swallow. I slobbered a little on me. See how the water will seek level? It'll do that. You can take a machinist level, accurate within the thickness of a less than a human hair, and just set it down on a countertop, on a concrete roadway or driveway, and that bubble will just stay there on a window ledge, and you can watch the sun, moon, and stars moving just as we observe. The lie of gravity is supposed to explain all the unexplainable, all the things that are opposite of reality, like people living upside down in relationship to us on the underside or the bottom or the side of a spinning, wobbling, gyrating globe. That's all a lie. The truth is we live on a stationary level plane with the sun, moon, stars, clouds moving above. And then we've got the information and the people moving to and fro. We're living in the last days, the end of days. This may be my last live stream for all I know. How could I know any different? I don't. I don't know. I'm not so concerned with how I'm going to die. I'm primarily concerned with how I'm going to live. Rather than trying to please others or trying to please myself, I just wanted to please God, to do what He created me to do, because in that, He empowers me to do what He created me to do. That's why I do this. He makes me satisfied for doing what He created me to do. So there's that, like Elon will say something like, with artificial intelligence is way more dangerous than nukes. With artificial intelligence, it's like we're summoning the demon. You know, the guy with the pentagram and the holy water didn't quite work out so good for him. You know, he's talking about like The Exorcist. And what I would say is that this battle between good and evil has the representative families of both, the good and the evil, the truth and the deception. Truth and deception are primary weapons in this battle for the hearts and souls of humanity. That's the way it is. That's the way it actually is. And so how will you know the truth when it's right in front of you? How will you recognize the deception when those we're supposed to trust are lying to us? How will we know when the tools we use to perceive our reality can be deceived? We've got transformers all around us, transgender. I'm not just talking about Caitlyn Jenner, that what used to be Bruce Jenner on the box of Wheaties picture running through the, winning the awards. I'm talking about secret trannies that are parading themselves opposite of the gender they were actually biologically born. And you can change the plumbing and padding. It does not change the gender. People wear a mask, all kinds of masks. metaphorically, like in the movie The Mask, where uh, Jim Carrey was in, and he's talking to Ben Stein, I believe it was. Ben, the research library I have is so mind blowing to me. Oh, like I wanted to go back to. I don't think I put a bow on that. All the people leaving the beach with the kids and chairs and stuff in tow. She came running over to me and said, just got to know, like I said, I gave her a sticker and I said, just hashtag my name, guaranteed to blow your mind. Feel free to call anytime. It was like 20 seconds. That's my elevator speech. I don't have a bandwidth problem, Elon. I've spent a lifetime trying to figure out what the heck is really going on here and leveraging digital worldwide instantaneous portable communications systems and the technology that's all linked up to it to expose the truth about everything to everybody I can. And then to go walking and riding around and put that information out there for people as well. You know what? I wanted to show you this too. In this area, I've talked to a lot of people. I'm about to give you some real practical, cool information. Okay, this spot that I'm in right now is free. I ended up getting a ticket for parking here, and I said, it's a free spot. Anyway, they turned it around. This is paid parking here. And what they did when they took the picture of this car, the Truthmobile, in front of here, I said it even said, I didn't move the car in, it's no payment to park here or here. It's for the pier and the pier house. I typically get a walking pass to go out on the pier. So now we can see the sun showing up. I'm going to go for a walk further. See that? Right there? We've got brand new signs. I don't put them on every sign. I've got it here though. Isn't that special? And now we can see more of the daylight. See how the moon is lighting up that cloud right there, but not right there? It's close. It's local. Hey, I want to make sure I locked my car. I'm going to take us back out there again. So I'm free-handing the, not only was it not locked, my lights are on. I've got a jump starter too. I want to show you something. Let me see. I got it from Costco, and it's worth showing you. It's got a surface charger and a jump starter to jump start my vehicle or somebody else's. I'll take it with me on the motorcycle quite often. I can jump start a big diesel engine if I wanted to. And I got it for $59. Now it's like $79. Everything's going up. All right. So we've got a convex mirror. It means it's shaped like that. And there I am. Okay. So look at the visibility. It's a fisheye mirror. You can see a lot more. Wow, and the acoustics right here are very different. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Testing 1, 2, check, check, testing 1, 2. Yeah, right here it gets really weird. It's like bouncing off of the mirror. All right. Hey, it looks like a few more people came on. Thanks so much for that. I'm not monetized. I don't make money doing this. I put my life on the line to expose the truth about all this. Because I can. I get to. I want to. This walkway reminds me of the Beatles walkway. A lot of mystery with history. A lot of people come and go. Now look at the difference that a little bit of time makes. Let me zoom in on the moon a bit. I've got videos of people surfing for the first time after their accident, paralyzed from the waist down. You can see Ray and his family. His wife that stayed by his side. The thumbnail on the video is Ray on the surfboard with my friends from the Adaptive Surf Foundation. It's amazing. I've got friends out here that belong to the Cherry Grove Surf Club. I belong to it. It's pretty tough. There's pain and there's joy in this world, both. I don't know why my, yeah, there's a little more clarity. I needed more light. So yeah, you can see Ray and his beautiful wife and 2 children. They were out here with my friends that were working with the Adaptive Surf Group, and it's beautiful. This is a spot where I would normally be, right out here. When it's busy, I don't just sit out here when it's so quiet like this. I've got zoomed in views of the moon where you can see craters on my Facebook and on YouTube. So I've got a lot of really fun memories out here and in this world, a lot of painful memories as well. That's what happens. I mean, it's a range of emotion, and I remember being on pharmaceuticals to manage what I was diagnosed with as bipolar, turned life into gray. It was just miserable. And the medications have black box warnings on them. You may have more frequent urination. You may have unusual thoughts. You may want to kill yourself and your family. No, they don't talk about that part. They just talk about you may have suicidal thoughts. And a family that's had it with all the erratic behavior and crazy decision making and all that can say, yeah, that's okay. We've got them insured. Good to go. But a lot of them wouldn't realize that they were on the hit list too. Because with suicidal ideation, it totally perverts the that mechanism that causes us to want to live and help others and all that. It was miserable. So I'm exposing the atrocities perpetrated by big pharma, big pharmaceutical companies that are poisoning humanity. And it's not just them. It's this battle between good and evil, God and Satan, and the representative families that are poisoning. The evil is poisoning the food, water, air, electronics, and the people through all of that. And the information, corrupt data, corrupt information. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunrise. I'm going to take us a little bit further out here and let you hear the waves. So the pier faces directly south, and the breeze is coming out of the west right now at about 5 to 7, and the temperature is in the high 50s, low 60s. It's beautiful. Notice the reflection now that I've gotten closer to the ocean, the wet sand. It's a liquid mirror. A sea level liquid mirror. I found out that largely people believe what they want to believe. A love for the truth, I believe, is a gift from God. So, Scripture says, the Bible says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a strong delusion. So it's more complicated than Satan tricking humanity, like a guy running a shell game trying to find the peanut under the shell. The Almighty will cause Satan's children apparently to believe the lie they want to believe. So this is an area of discovery, discovering who we are. Who's our Father? Is it the Most High or Satan? So the short answer for me is I thought I was born again until I actually was. Thought I was born again in 1982 when I came to believe that the Bible was true, and I found the book of Revelation and the mark of the beast in there, and it was pretty disturbing. It still is disturbing. So what's going to end up happening is that the sun is going to continue to come towards us, and it's going to be a gorgeous sunrise. Enough so that I believe what I'm going to do is grab my tripod and come on out here with that. That was from the beach services vehicle. It can go pretty good on wet sand like that. When it gets on the dry sand, sometimes they get stuck and they need to have, even though they're four-wheel drive, sometimes they get stuck. So I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I've been here when there were buses from Loyola University and colleges from all over. I wouldn't be able to go on the campus very likely and talk to people out there on the campus. Unlikely. I don't have the ability to travel around to do that. And a lot of them wouldn't want to hear what I have to say because it goes against what they're teaching. I'm exposing the truth, and a lot of universities are indoctrination centers. So it's going to be really complicated and difficult for people to find the truth, especially with an Ivy League education. They may learn the truth about a lot, and then the most important matters sometimes not so much. Like, where will you spend forever and why? Even some of the colleges that are dedicated to spirituality are promoting another gospel. They're not exposing the truth of the Word of God, the Bible. Okay. So I'm going to set this here for a minute while I get my tripod set up. All right. I needed my other hand to disconnect that. A friend sent me this device right here, and I appreciate that so much. Jason sent that to me. He might be watching right now. He's one of my friends that wanted to see a longer recording or broadcast, and it's become rather complicated with all the censorship. In the autumn of 2019, I had over 1,000 videos removed from my research library, and it wasn't how to catch and clean fish and make bread and all that. It was the truth about some really important issues. Exposing the deeds of darkness. That's one of the reasons why I'm not really affiliated directly with a ministry, with elders and all that, because I need to do what God created me to do, and a lot of the ministries are co-opted. They're controlled. There's a lot of changes going on, a lot of deception going on. So now you should notice a lot more stability in the camera, the way I'm able to grab the tripod and that. So in the view, we've got a school bus approaching. In the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document, it mentions how the occupationally orphaned children, occupationally orphaned as in mom and dad wanting nicer stuff and letting the government, the state, the government train their children with daycare centers and then government schools. So that was a motion detector light that just went on. We didn't used to have those. We've had a lot of technological advancements in our world. Okay, here's another example of what water does. The surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. Notice the symmetry with the backlighting of the beach chairs. There's some ripples, of course. But overall, you can see the level water. The surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. A whole team of softball team making their way to the bus in the other parking lot. So this is a 10 times zoom. My P1000 camera has 125 times zoom on it. Ah, there's part of the softball team right there. And they'll do their photos together, and we'll have cheerleading competition and basketball and baseball competitions, all of that. So rather than me driving all over the place, I stay pretty local here because the people will come here. That is way more economical for me. These houses used to not be here. They're about a year old. Used to be a little beach house like that one over there. And apparently this year they're going to build a Hampton Inn here, over in the parking lot there. Yeah, it looks like somebody got the Mustang visor off of the cone there. I notice it gone now. Remember where I put it there earlier? Seemed like a reasonable place to put it. So earlier in the broadcast where it was cutting out, I was down there near that pier. That's about 2 miles away. And here we can see the break in the pier that's being repaired. Oh, wow. So there's the drone up in the air there. Our drone pilot's in the middle of the view there. I look forward to seeing the live chat comments later. It's a little too complicated for me to read them while I'm out here in real time. So I want to thank my friends and family. I'm going to leave this run for a while. I just wanted to kind of put that together. I really appreciate the public and private support. Some practical things that you can do if you want to help what I do and help what I believe God wants us to do is to share the truth, to expose the truth about everything. That's not going to work the way I thought. I'm going to just set this down for a bit. We have foxes that live out here too. And then one of the things that happens, I can recognize the walk of some of the people that are going by. I've been out here coming to this beach for years, about 15 years, actually more like 35 years. Joni and I were coming out here shortly after we were married. That dog up there is wagging his tail. I waved to him. Hi. So down at the point there, that's known as the point in Cherry Grove, there's a lot of rescue dogs and their owners that go there for sunrises in the morning. And where I was hit by lightning down there, if you hashtag struck by lightning on my channel, you'll see it. It was my line in the sand, where the day that I realized I truly was not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. And I was recording 5 Vietnamese surf fishermen. They were fishing out there, and a storm came up, and I had gone to the beach that day on my motorcycle, and I had my camera and computer and all that, and cell phone, all of it underneath an umbrella, my Tommy Bahama lightning rod umbrella. And I knew I could get hit by lightning. I knew that was a possibility. But here's the reality with that. I also realized that the Most High, the Almighty, not only controls the storm, He controls what it does. So I believed that He wanted me to keep on recording, so I did. And then a lightning bolt hit nearby, and I felt it go through my feet, through my body, and it cracked the glass on my cell phone. You can visibly see the fishermen out there were shaking, and yeah, it was very interesting. Interestingly enough, not too long after that, I met a Google executive and his wife right in front of that pile of granite out there, which apparently is rather conductive. Some would say that somebody bombed the Georgia Guidestones. Logic Before Authority did a video where it looks like it was a lightning strike. I happen to believe it was a lightning strike. And one of the things about that is those Guidestones were granite. They were taken down. If it was truly a terrorism bomb scene, why didn't they investigate it? Why did they take it down right away? So it doesn't add up. A lot of things don't add up. Anyway, people largely believe what they want. The system wants to create division, even truthers arguing about what really happened on 9/11, planes, no planes, or bombs, or directed energy weapons. 9/11 was an inside job. It's not disrespectful for me to say so. The true perpetrators were not held accountable yet. They will be for eternity. Unless, of course, they're born again and changed radically. What a mind-blowing reality to live in, all of this. So I'm not sure what the cost to stay in these is. I do know that a beach house can be $4,000 or $5,000 a week. Just one of those floors. There are 3 units there in one building with an elevator and all of that. People still have money to vacation, apparently. So the beach house that used to be here was like similar to that. It sold for over $1 million, and I don't know that I did a live stream showing it being demolished. I've asked people out here why we don't see all of the moon, and some of them have said, well, it's the shadow of the earth. And I would say, well, there's the moon and the sun's approaching. How could that be the shadow of the earth? I used to believe something like that. There's just something about how the truth actually resonates. I'm going to set this back down again so you can experience the non-moving earth a little bit better. Let me, well, let's see, there's the moon. I'll just put the moon up in the corner there for a little bit and let you just watch this and think about it for a little bit. And then I'll just grab it again and show you this is a familiar look. The people that didn't bring a coat, and at least they're blanketed. Wow, okay, so right above in the middle of the view, I'll zoom in on that. That's the hot spot where I would believe the sun is going to show up. Right there. See it? Right in the middle. Another category of video I have is the digital audio Bible merged with the beauty of creation. One of them is from the Gospel of John to the Book of Revelation. It's almost 12 hours long. One day I did a 19-hour video and found out that it all got deleted, and I went out and did it again the next day. I believe I can only do like 12 hours for it to be saved. I believe that's what it is. It may have changed over the years. I haven't done it for a while now. I've got the Gospel of John video in all the major languages of the world. The Bible in Job 37 says that the sun appears in the clouds. That's what I notice. I don't know the exact distance or the exact size of the sun or the moon. They're about the same size. One of the short sound bites that I believe articulates the stationary Earth rather well, there would never ever be level anywhere on a spinning, wobbling, gyrating water ball hurling through space. For all the globe Earth believers that have, let's say, geoengineeringwatch.com, Dane Wigington talking about actual factual weather modification, yet he still believes we live on a globe. It's ridiculous. However, I've got them in my playlist showing the weather modification, some of the weather modification technology. Weather Wars 101 has a lot of weather modification technology exposed as well. Chemtrails, it's also known. And yes, there is HAARP, the High Active Auroral Research Program in Gakona, Alaska. There are NEXRAD radars and cell towers and power stations and the wire grid, the power grid. All of that is being working together to manipulate our world, the weather in our world. See that vertical beam of light right there? Yeah. That would be facing over towards Wilmington. And here they come, more of them. So many of them have walked by the Truthmobile. Since I'm not hanging out there, maybe a lot of times people will want to have pictures with me made over there. That's cool. I've been viewed over 40 million times. And of course they're making fun of the truth and me. That's fine. I don't mind. The truth is not intimidated by close scrutiny at all. Knowing and believing the truth is a gift from God. There's the moon in the upper right corner and the sun approaching right over there. How about that? I've had people say, what can I tell my family to help them know the truth about this? Good luck. My family still doesn't get it. At least my wife and sons. It's a bummer. My family, though, my true family, would be all of God's children that either are or will be born again in all of human history, of all time. So the champions of the faith, I'll spend an eternity with them, from what I understand. So I saw that I didn't measure up. That's where I thought I was born again until I actually was. I wanted to know why I was struggling with things I was supposed to be free from. Well, all I had was the flesh, my own human nature. I didn't have the presence or the power of the Holy Spirit. I believe in the doctrine of election, predestination, determinism. They're all synonyms. It means God decides who his children are even before the foundation of the world, where the book of Revelation says he did that. So it's an opportunity to discover who's your family. So, like, even though it's a little uneasy to drive the Truthmobile, like yesterday morning, it started to stutter so much I thought it was just going to cut out on me, and it was in the 30s. It was cold and windy. Then later on it just started smoking and burned up 5 wires, a coil wire and 4 spark plug wires. But today I was able, after I replaced them yesterday, I was able to come on out here and enjoy this and share it with you. A lot of times people will go under the pier to have their profile pictures made for Instagram and TikTok. One day I saw a whole bunch of people in coordinated colors, tan and black, and they were, I believe it was black and white, tan and white. They were TikTok influencers. And one of them, I believe, took a video I did of Flat Earth out at the point in Cherry Grove, and it got like a couple 100,000 views in a couple of days and millions of views in less than a week. It was only a minute and a half long. It was a beautiful day of the water reflecting the sun, showing the crepuscular rays of the sun angled, and the water really beautifully reflective. I'm going to zoom in on the planes that are converging near one another out there. Not every plane is spraying us like bugs, however, lots of them are. There's stuff in the jet fuel that's unhealthy for us to breathe. That's why one of the reasons why I perpetually detox. So they're getting their pictures and videos. In this world, the women hold a lot of currency for the decisions that are going to be made financially and in the family. A lot of men are emasculated, meaning they are not leading the way that they should. That may sound misogynistic. Whatever. Men are the warriors, the leaders. We build the buildings. The women are supposed to be involved in building the families, the nurturing, and yeah, the dad is supposed to do that as well. We've got a corruption of the family unit, all of that. I am a Bible-believing, born-again Christian. And that is not popular. The truth is not popular. The truth is not based on popular opinion. It's not popular. It's not an opinion. It's simply the truth. So is what you believe actually true? Or is it your own wishful thinking? So, to be clear, opposing viewpoints cannot both be correct. They could both be wrong. There could be another option. That's part of what I want people to consider, is that there is a sea of deception all around us. So how will you determine what is actually true? What is fact? What is reality? I wanted to go all the way to the top. I wanted to find out from God what's real and what's true. And I believe He helps me and all of His children to do that. All those lives, what will they do? Where will they go? Who will they become? Who are they? And they keep on a-coming. There will be more buses, more tours, more competitions. It's almost like we didn't have the last 3 years of the COVIDiocy. How about that? Well, here we are now. What's going to happen next? Are they going to crash crypto and we have the central bank digital currency? Well, you can hear experts on the topic pontificate on it. It's all by design. That's what I would say. We'll have a central bank digital currency if the World Economic Forum and the billionaires and trillionaires have their way. And they're going to have their way for a while. And then those that are Satan's children are going to get to spend forever in hell. The Most High, the Almighty's children, are going to get to spend an eternity in heaven. And I get to hand out invitations day in, day out, whether I'm alive here in this world or transition. Hopefully there will be the digital version of me and the truth I've been exposing even when I'm gone from here. Like I say, I'm not so concerned with how I'm going to die. It's how I'm going to live that's most important. So there's my friend Linda that took a picture. She's the one on the far right. She took the group picture there. I see her most days. She's a recent widow. Her husband died. Oh, there's the sun. Okay, we got it right now. And my low power mode. So that means I'm almost done with the broadcast. So I believe I didn't mention this yet. What I would say is seek the truth with all your heart because it matters for eternity. The truth that really matters forever. So I've got a video towards the top of my list. It's 2 minutes and 23 seconds long, where it's obvious there are clouds behind the sun. It's the way it looks to me. A lot of people think it's one of the best local sun videos they've ever seen. And then I've got a 5.5-minute video that's been viewed about 1 million times of the sunset over Myrtle Beach, where I'm talking about how God stopped the sun and moon from moving in Joshua 10, and he got it going again. But it was a temporary thing. He didn't stop the earth from spinning. Shit would have been flying everywhere. There you go. There it is. Okay, so the moon is high in the sky, right up in the middle, but it's hard to see right now. Let's see, right there. And there we go. The local sun, the stationary level Earth. Geocentric biblical cosmology is opposite of heliocentric, sun-worshipping, satanic deception. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says to everybody forever, they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. And there's a lot of different translations. The message is still very important. Unless a man is born again, he won't even see the kingdom of heaven. That's in the Gospel of John. Matthew 7, many are going to say on Judgment Day, Lord, Lord, didn't we drive out demons, work miracles, and prophesy? Jesus says, away from me, you evildoers, I never knew you. He knew who they were. They weren't his children. He knew that. How about that? That's Debbie. I recognize her from here. She's walked a couple of miles, about 3 or 4 miles so far today to get to where she is. So we've got the locals that I know, many of them. And they know me, many of them. And then we have the guests that come from all over. A lot of shattered lives, a lot of divorce and death, drug addiction, alcoholism, pain and suffering, starving, worldwide tyranny at epic proportions. I would like to have the Truth Foundation where people can donate to help alleviate that and to promote the gospel, the good news that you can be born of the Spirit if you're a child of God. I've got a video that I shot out here. I called it Predestination, Free Will. It's starting in the book of Paul's letter to the Ephesians. You can hear about it. God determines who his children are. Not based on how good or bad they were. It's he determines who they are. Do you know him? Do you know the truth? The way, the truth, and the life. It's a big deal. It's the most important reality to be aware of. Okay, so now we can see the moon a little bit better from here. There it is. So in the winter, the sun was coming up way over there. In the summer, it's going to come up way over there. We're about midpoint. If you want to pay attention to where the sun and the moon appear and vanish and the path that they move, it varies every day. Okay, so now it looks like we've got a little Klingon there, a little baby. Oh yeah, how about that? We've brought our sons out here, all of them. They used to live here, now they live in Wisconsin. And we have our first grandson named Dawson. I don't feel like a grandpa. I don't think I look like a grandpa, but yeah, anyway, I feel a lot better than I ever have. The truth set me free. Well, I think what I'm going to do is save a little bit of my battery because, well, that'll work better. I may need to use my phone in case I have vehicle problems. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to call me anytime. This is Robert Forsch with the truth about everything. Thank you so much.